If you live in West Oaks or Westmount in Oakville and you're wondering what's happening with the market after the first quarter of 2024, this video is for you. So if you're living in West Oaks or Westmount, you most likely get my flyers and you're wondering what's happening with your neighborhood in 2024. You have to look at two main criteria. Number one is how many sales are there happening in Westmount, in West Oaks? What's the average price for the homes that are selling? Then how is your neighborhood performing compared to the rest of Oakville? And then on a larger scale, how is Oakville compared to the rest of the GTA? Watch through the whole video so I explain to you how these two neighborhoods are doing compared to the rest of Oakville, and how is Oakville doing compared to the rest of GTA.
It's boring, I'm yawning, I'm done with talking. Get it till I'm getting bored.
My name is Samir Kumar and I'm a RE/MAX agent here in Oakville, and please subscribe to this channel to know everything that's happening with real estate in Oakville. So if I look at Westmount first, Westmount had 68 sales in the first quarter. There were 13 in January, 20 in February, and 35 in March. The average price of a home in Westmount in 2024 has been about $1.1 million. If I look at West Oaks has had 24 sales and the average price has been $1.5 million. For all of Oakville for the first quarter, there have been 659 sales and the average price has been about $1.5 million. If you compare that to the rest of GTA, there have been 26,000 sales and the average price has been $969,000. So you can see even in the first quarter of 2024, Oakville is about $500,000 more than the average home in the GTA. But to understand how the market is doing for all these segments for the first quarter of 2024, I have to compare these numbers to 2021, 2022, and 2023. So let's dive in first for Westmount. In 2021, Westmount had 416 sales, with the average price being $1.1 million. In 2022, the number of sales dropped to 249 and the average price was about $1.3 million. In 2023, the sales dropped to $236,000 and the average price was $1.2 million. The numbers are following similar trend in West Oaks also for the last 3 years. In 2021, in West Oaks, there were 185 sales, the average price being about $1.28 million. In 2022, the sales dropped to 120 and the average price was about $1.38 million. In 2023, although the sales dropped to 106, the average price increased to $1.4 million. Now this can have a lot of factors. Maybe there were larger homes selling and the activity for smaller homes actually shrunk, which means that there was less and less first-time buyers coming into the market. Now, if I compare those numbers to the rest of Oakville for the last 3 years. In 2021, for all of Oakville, there were 4,394 sales and the average price was about $1.48 million. In 2022, these sales dropped to 2,648 and the average price was $1.6 million. In 2023, there were exactly 100 sales less. So not really that much impact if you look at the overall market in Oakville from 2022 to 2023. So in 2023, there were 2,548 sales, but the average price dropped to $1.53 million. So you can see for these two specific neighborhoods and the rest of Oakville, the market has come down, the sales numbers have come down, but the numbers haven't come down so much compared to the rest of GTA. Actually, last time there were this many sales was back in 1999. So let's put that in perspective. Imagine what the population was in 1999 and the sales numbers are as low as that number. That's where you realize how slow the market has been in 2023. To understand this further, you have to look at what happened in the rest of the GTA for the last 3 years. In 2021, there were 168,645 sales in the rest of the GTA, with the average price being $1,016,000. In 2022, those numbers dropped to 112,000, with the average price being about $1.1 million. In 2023, the sales further dropped to 102,036 and the average price being just over $1 million. When we look at what's happening with the market, you have to understand that there's activity and then there's average price. Currently, if someone was to ask me, Samir, where does the market stand? We're actually where the pricing was in 2021. So if you have bought a home in 2021, you're most likely flush with what the price is today. If you bought your home prior to that, you've done still pretty well. Let's again compare those numbers, starting with Westmount. The average price of a home in Westmount in 2018 was $800,000. In 2019, $849,000. And in 2020, $911,000. In 2021, that number was $1,140,000. And 2024, for the first quarter, is $1,111,000. So you can see that even in Westmount, your number that was the average price in 2021 is being mimicked in the first quarter of 2024. Now let's compare these numbers for West Oaks. In 2018, the average price of a home in West Oaks was $905,000. In 2019, $949,000. In 2020, $1,072,000. And in 2021, $1,282,000. The average price of a house in West Oaks right now for the first quarter has been $1.5 million. So you can see West Oaks is one of those unique neighborhoods where the price has kept increasing even in these years. Even from 2021, 2022, 2023 to 2024, the price is just increasing. Now there's a lot of reasons for that. So if you've been living in Oakville for more than 10 years, you can see that the demographic of people coming into Oakville is changing, especially north of the QEW. You know, Oakville almost has like 3 markets, right? So people who live in Oakville know this. There's a market that is south of the QEW. There's a market that is from QEW to Dundas. And then there's another market that's north of Dundas. People who are the oldest, let's say, in Oakville are generally living south of the QEW. People who've been in Oakville for a little bit longer, maybe 10, 15, 20 years, are mostly living between QEW and Dundas. And people who are newer into Oakville, who bought brand new builds from builders or did not really have an older connection to Oakville, have moved north of Dundas. If you're someone who's watching this video to get an idea of what your home is worth, you need to understand how the market behaves in Oakville according to these 3 segments in Oakville. If you're a buyer who's looking to move into Oakville and you're doing your research now, you also need to understand these 3 segments in the market. And all segments are beautiful in Oakville. You know, every segment gives you a great demographic. Oakville is an area that is known for its natural beauty. We have a cute little downtown strip. There's some great restaurants, and now the restaurants over time have changed too. There's a lot of, you can actually see the multiculturalism in Oakville by the number of restaurants that have opened up recently. You got your Italian restaurants, you got your sushi restaurants, you got your steakhouses, you got your French restaurants, you got your Indian restaurants, you got everything, right? And that's the beauty of Oakville. Now, if you're someone who is living in Oakville and you're wondering the price of your home, you know what? Just get in touch with us. We will give you a current market evaluation of your home. No obligations. And if you are somebody who's thinking of moving into Oakville and would like to know about the different neighborhoods of Oakville, get in touch with us. We specialize in Oakville. I'm an Oakville resident and love to be of service to you. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and you will get regular updates, not just market updates, but everything there is to know about Oakville as a town to live in, and obviously all the news about real estate in Oakville. Thank you for watching.